Military veteran, been in an 8-year battle with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, specifically Veterans Benefits Administration is the one that handles the GI Bill over GI Bill benefits. However, whenever a legal dispute kicks in between any branch or arm, as I call it, of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, something referred to as the Office of General Counsel kicks in essentially, and those are the lawyers that of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, and they will say and do anything. I swear to God, they will. They're something else. They will defend indefensible. They will argue things that should never be argued. They're kind of the hallmark, right, of what we've come to expect in this country of our justice, sarcasm system. Rudissil is his last name. It's expected this fall for the Supreme Court to hear the case, essentially. Monday, the decision was made by the Supreme Court that they would hear the case. They are on break, on recess, whatever you want to call it, from their work at this point. I'm not quite sure when they do reconvene, but what I do know is it's supposed to be heard later this year. I'm surprised it's going to be heard as early as it sounds like August, but that's what the Supreme Court evidently plans to do. I don't trust the U.S. Supreme Court at all at this point. I always had a lot of questions about it, and now with what's happened recently with the overturning of Roe versus Wade and the complete chaos that has ensued from that situation, I no longer trust the Supreme Court of the U.S. whatsoever. So it would not surprise me at all if they say no to this. I kind of just expect at this point for any kind of decision that would benefit, ordinary Americans to essentially go by the wayside at the Supreme Court. So my hopes are not at all high. I'm just kind of at this point, just a regular American citizen watching shit happen over at the Supreme Court and within the U.S. government that governs us, if you want to call it that, or that oppresses us is pretty much what I would call it at this point, especially as I watch what's happening here in North Carolina and beyond throughout the nation. But that is the news of the week at this point, and right now of the year, regarding this GI Bill legal situation, 8-year battle that this has been going on for. And the VA declined to comment repeatedly when asked by different news reports, outlets. However, they did eventually comment in one of the news reports saying essentially that propaganda, of course, U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs propaganda. So their Office of General Counsel was like, yes, we'll be happy to assist any military veteran with their educational complications or benefits and help them work through that. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. We've got to talk the talk, got to talk the game, right? Typical U.S. government stuff right here. So, anyways, don't trust them, but don't trust the Supreme Court. But I will be watching to see what happens with it. And I've been consistently covering this story for, feels like years now. I mean, it's been going on for years. I think I have been covering it for years. But FYI, news of the week. The GI Bill case of 8 years is now going to the Supreme Court. We'll see what happens.